Yeah, all right. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's Ringside Report. I'm Dave Simon. Fred Garcia's here. AJ DeLesio is here.
Real time.
It's very exciting times here in the world of MMA. We're going to talk about MMA with you over the next hour. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can like this video. You can leave a comment. You can subscribe to the channel. You can join us on our website at ringsidereport.net. If you're listening to us on the radio, what are you waiting for? Watch us. You can see the bagels that AJ has brought for me because he lost the great bagel bet.
The Jon Jones bagel heist.
Jon Jones beating Dominic Reyes by decision, which I told you was going to happen. I told you Jon Jones was going to win a decision. We're going to talk about whether or not Jon Jones actually won that decision. Take it easy, AJ. All right, let me get the show started here before you start going a little crazy. Jon Jones, did he win? Did he not? And what is next for the light heavyweight champion of the world? Is it an immediate rematch with Dominic Reyes? Is it a fight against perhaps somebody else? Stipe Miocic, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Cormier, Corey Anderson. Who could be next for Jon Jones that isn't Dominic Reyes? We're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about Conor McGregor. Was it him in that video, or was it not? AJ, have you not seen the video?
No. Which one? The comedy one? Him swimming with the crocodiles?
There's a video
I guess you'll have to wait.
You'll have to wait because...
Say what?
You got to watch the YouTube version of this show and the Facebook version. What's up to everybody watching us on Facebook Live? What's up to everybody watching us on YouTube?
Central Coast.
You can like and go join the Ringside Report Facebook group. Just search Ringside Report on Facebook. We are there as well. We're everywhere, really. And, of course, ringsidereport.net is where you need to be. Was it Conor in bed in that video?
What?
There's a video of a lady.
I want to see it now.
And, we'll show you the video in a little bit.
That. Where did that come out today?
That's called a tease, AJ. We'll get to Conor McGregor and whether or not it was him in that video. Of course, you know Conor McGregor has a longtime girlfriend, Dee Devlin, I believe her name is, and she has been Conor's girlfriend for a very long time.
From the beginning of his career.
Before he was in the UFC.
Yeah.
She's the mother of two of his children, and from what we understand, they seem to be in a monogamous relationship, but different things happen, so who knows? Maybe it was Conor in bed with some other ladies, and maybe Dee is okay with it. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Wow.
So right now we're going to start with the Jon Jones, I guess, and
yeah.
I got it. I'm going to
Let's start with some serious business.
I'm going to first start by looking at AJ, and I'm going to wait for what crazy thing he's going to say, and after that, well, you're gonna go and say Dominic Reyes won, but after that, I'm going to have to look at Dave and listen to his crazy part. So I'll let both of you guys just go.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say is I got the bagels, Dave.
That's right.
And
we
bet paid.
We bet several weeks ago that Jon Jones was going to beat Dominic Reyes. I told you he was going to win. We bet straight up a dozen of Montreal's finest bagels, and here they are right here in my hands. AJ, finally, because the last bagel bet you never even made good. You didn't bring me the bagels.
We doubled up on that.
Yeah, okay, but still, you never made good for the bet. But this time I said, look, man, because we did a watch-along. You can watch us watch the fights. We were on YouTube. You could go to our YouTube channel and check that out right now. We did the watch-along, and I told you, Thursday Night Live, when we do the show on YouTube, I want you to be bringing me these bagels. And here they are, my bagels. This is 6 of them. There's another 5 more. Fred ate one before the show.
One on the counter.
Fred, they're good, eh?
I'm going to tell you what
and you know what? I like these bagels, AJ. I'll tell you why. Because A, they're poppy seed, which is my favorite.
Okay.
And B, like I'm holding them and I could squish them in my hands. They're that fresh. That's the kind of bagel you want. You want them nice and squishy and fresh. You got me a fresh dozen. You didn't cheap out, get me the day olds. Thank you, AJ.
I gave you the real deal.
You
buddy.
are a true man of honor. You are a man of honor.
This is a hard one. I don't want to shake because I technically won it, but I technically won this bet.
You're admitting that Jon Jones wins.
64% of the people out there probably agree with me, and 72%
you know what?
Of the fans agree with me.
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
it doesn't matter.
AJ was right to some extent.
AJ was not right because the record shows that Jon Jones won the fight. I put down a mise au jeu, and I said Jon Jones by decision. And you know what? The Depener cashed in my ticket.
Whoa, hold on a second. And what did I say? I said Reyes by decision. And everybody was laughing like, there's no way. He's never won 5 rounds.
No one was laughing.
Technically, I'm calling like shenanigans on that fight. And the real bagel deal is this. I got really railroaded. And the thing is that this is the great bagel heist, in my opinion, because I'm giving up bagels that I know deep down inside Dave needed to buy for me, as well as Dominic Reyes knows.
So instead of being sour, just tell us why you think Reyes won.
I'm going to tell you why Reyes won. Because he won the majority of the rounds. He won round 1. He won round 2. He won round 3. And I'm going to back it up by this.
Don't think so.
Listen to this. I'm not the only one saying this the day that we were watching the watch along. I mean, you look at Joe Rogan, you look at John Anik, you look at Dana White, you look at Rashad Evans, you look at Dominic Reyes, you look at everybody out in
Dominic Reyes thought he won the fight.
He did, man, and he called it 1, 2, 3. And the most important person who thought he won was Jon Jones. Jon Jones knows Dominic Reyes won that fight. And I'm going to tell you why.
Jon Jones believes he won the fight.
Sure, he's going to say that, but he says that.
And you know what? You know who else believes he won the fight? The most important people are the 3 judges that scored it for Jon Jones. Yeah. A unanimous decision.
Whoa, let's not get there. Whoa.
I watched the fight with you on Saturday night, and I was getting hyped, and we were talking a lot of trash. And at the time, I scored the fight for Jon Jones pretty heavily. I gave him every single round. And looking back, watching the fight again, maybe you could give Dominic Reyes round 1. All 3 judges gave Reyes the first round. I'm not sure that Reyes won the first round.
What?
It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
Are you watching
the second round? The second round is another round in question. Some people say Dominic Reyes won.
Of course
but
he did.
A couple of the judges gave it to Jon Jones, and I could see you making the case for giving round 2 to Jon Jones.
33 strikes over 22. To me, that was the most definite round that Reyes won. And what it comes down to is, and I agree with you, Dave, it was a close fight per se. Even Jones knew that it was that close that he had to start doing takedowns in the latter rounds because he thought he was behind the scorecard. And the truth of the matter is that we're going to look at the fights prior, and it's a very controversial fight. I mean, we look at Judge Solis. This guy, Joe Solis, or whatever he is, a history of like inconsistencies, a history of like calling the fights way off. And in fact, prior to the Jones fight, we were watching Krause against Gills, and the first round was pure evidence that Krause won that round. I mean, he almost won he got an RNC on him, and he almost won. Like technically, he was going to choke him out in the first round. But that fight there was evident, even to a guy who doesn't watching his first MMA fight would realize that, that guy pretty much won the round, except for Judge.
But why are you using another fight to make your argument?
My argument is this.
Just because the judge misjudged a previous fight,
he was whacked,
doesn't mean he misjudged this fight.
Yes, he did. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this same judge, awarded 4 rounds to Jones to 1 to Reyes. Now, you got 4 rounds where some people are arguing that Reyes won all 5 rounds. And I was on the
what? Who's arguing that?
A lot of people are arguing that
he won all 5 rounds?
Who's saying saying Reyes won all 5 rounds?
I'm saying that the 5th round.
Please.
Listen, the 5th round, people are still questioning it.
Round 4 and 5 were definitely for Jon Jones.
Jones.
Look,
because
I'm going to go back. I watched the fight again like an hour ago, just before we did this show, okay? And I say that the first round and the second round and the third round, you could give to Jones or Reyes.
No way. Not even close, Dave.
And rounds 4 and 5, you definitely give to Jones.
No, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you're looking at round 1. I'm going to tell you straight up. Dominic Reyes, 23 significant strikes to Jones, 17. Round 2, 33 significant strikes to Jones, 22.
And that's exactly what Dave just said.
Round 3, 26 significant strikes from Reyes, and only 19 by Jones. Now we're going into the championship rounds, the 4th and the 5th. 13 by Reyes in the 4th, 20 by Jones. Not that much of a difference. And now round 5, you got 21 strikes by Dominic Reyes and only 26 by Jones.
What?
I mean, it's so close. And I'm
going wait.
You just said Reyes 21 strikes and only 26 by Jones. That makes no sense, AJ. Jones had more strikes then.
Jones, that's an AJ argument.
Can I say something about strikes,
significant strikes,
and strikes and hitting.
Yeah.
This is, I'm hitting Fred right now. I'm hitting him like 10, 20 times. Doesn't hurt. But if he punched me hard in the face once, well, I would score more points, but he would be landing way more damage.
And I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the judging here.
All of that, and a lot of people that have rewatched this fight, and it seems like the whole world rewatched this fight. Do you see the defense that Jon Jones is putting on? I don't know if Reyes is really landing a lot of the strikes that people are seeing.
He threw 116 strikes in total.
I watched the fight with you without commentary on Saturday night. I watched the fight with commentary. Some of these things that Joe Rogan is saying, like when Dominic Reyes throws a head kick that doesn't land because Jon Jones has his arm up and he completely blocks it, Rogan's like, oh, what a head kick by Dominic Reyes. Some people take that to the bank and they're like, oh yeah, that's a head kick landed. A lot of people don't know what they're watching, and when Jon Jones is defending all these strikes, when he's blocking punches and kicks and dodging and diving, look in the third round when Reyes has Jones up against the fence and Jones is just ducking and bobbing and weaving his way out of that with head movement. It's some beautiful stuff from Jon Jones, and a lot of people think, oh, Reyes is in control at that moment. He's not. Jon Jones is letting him punch and tire himself out. When Jon Jones runs away and starts to circle away from Reyes, he's not running away because he's in trouble. He's running away to reset. He's done this in fights. He does this in fights that he's winning and dominating.
No. But generally, when he's doing that kind of style of fight, circling out, he's usually attacking. Yeah, he was putting,
and he continued
pressure
forward pressure the entire
with absolutely
fight.
Zero
entire fight,
contact.
he had forward pressure, and he was landing a lot of contact.
It was lackluster
by the end of the first 5 minutes of that fight, Dominic Reyes' leg was black and blue from the leg kicks that Jon Jones landed in the first round.
And Jones couldn't even sit down after the fight.
Everybody wants to give the first round to Dominic Reyes. Look at the damage done. Jones doesn't look hurt at all after the first round. Reyes' leg is kicked.
I'm going to tell you why.
Big time.
Listen, this is the problem what I have with the scorecard and the judging and people's views. In fact, you said it too. There was a body punch, and that's what made Reyes the difference over Jon Jones, who has a 7-inch reach over Reyes. Most guys will try to connect to the head, where Reyes was playing a beautiful game, using his southpaw and going to the body. And he got him with a body punch in the first round that knocked him down straight up. You can watch it from every angle. It wasn't a slip like the judges called it. They call that a slip. Now that, my friend, is
I feel. Look, we know.
Hey, listen,
AJ. I understand. I'm calling the fight for Jon Jones. We can look at the judges' scorecard here.
I feel like reality's somewhere
it's in the middle. It's where Fred is. It's where Fred is in the middle between us. Fred is reality. So I understand that you scored it for Reyes. Watching it again, what rounds are you giving to Reyes?
1, 2, 3, and even the 5th round. It was so close.
Okay, I watched it again, and I'm going to give Jon Jones rounds 3, 4, and 5. I could see the argument for round 1
I'm going to call you Judge Solis from now on.
But look, every judge that judged that fight scored round 3 for Johnny Bones Jones. We're looking at this scorecard right now in front of us, and one judge scored. Let's see, all 3 judges scored round 1 for Dominic Reyes. 2 out of the 3 judges scored round 2 for Jon Jones. All 3 judges scored round 3 for Jon Jones.
Yes.
No, 2 out of the 3 judges. Sorry.
Who was the third? It was
Joe Solis scored rounds 2, 3, 4, 5 for Jon Jones. Marcos Rosales scored rounds 2, 4, and 5 for Jones. And then Chris Lee scored rounds 3, 4, and 5 for Jones. So you see, even
an argument basically.
Rosales gave the most, Solis gave the most rounds to Jones. He gave him 2, 3, 4, 5.
49-46, Dave. Come on.
49-46, which I think you can make a case for. I don't think that's that crazy because the rounds were so close. And also, Chris Lee and Marcos Rosales both scored at 48-47 for Jones, but even they disagree with which rounds they give to Jones and Reyes, because you have Rosales here who gave round 3 to Reyes, while Lee gave it to Jones, and Lee gave round 2 to Reyes, and the other judge, Rosales, gave it to Jones. So some judges, 2 out of the 3 judges thought Jones won round 2. 2 out of the 3 judges thought Jones won round 3. All 3 judges thought he won rounds 4 and 5, and all 3 judges thought Reyes won round 1. So to me, the only rounds that are really up for debate are rounds 2 and 3. Like round 1, fine, give it to Dominic Reyes. All 3 judges scoring it 4 and 5 for Jones. Those aren't up for debate. You give them for Jones.
I can agree with that.
Then you can go and you can make your debate.
Put up the card again. I want to show something. It's very important here because this is my argument, not only based on the fight, but my question, which I brought out online. I had my view of this card, and there's a lot of controversy. And when I'm talking about controversy, there's real controversy. Okay. My biggest beef here is this.
Why did you want the card? What do you have?
This card here, and people have been bringing it up. Look at round 1 and 2 from all 3 judges. Why is it typoed? Why is it already pre-written? Why? And 3, 4, and 5 are handwritten. How do you explain this? I know Texas doesn't have the greatest judging, even in boxing. That's a fact. You've got Judge Solis, who's done 10 UFC fights. 8 of them have been all controversial, where people that were supposed to be winning did not win. And now, explain to me, Dave, honestly speaking, why are they typed in pre-typed?
But
how does that make sense?
I don't know, but I don't think it matters.
It does matter.
Exactly.
No.
I don't think it matters.
It's not you're crying conspiracy here.
I am. I'm crying.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because somebody typed it up and printed it out.
What, in between the rounds?
Yeah.
With what? His typewriter by the ring?
I don't know, man.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. We even have like.
Can we just stick to the fight? And can I talk a little bit? No, because I haven't spoken since the start of the show.
It's Fred's turn.
One last thing, Fred. Listen to here, and then you tell me. Hear me out on this. That card is written exactly like Gustafsson won.
And what,
every round is the same. They're identical. It's a mirror. Something is not right. Something doesn't make sense.
You don't understand math if you think that's such a big thing.
There is a big thing. There's something not right.
Yeah, but your conspiracy theory doesn't even add up because the fight with Gustafsson you're talking about was in Toronto and the fight with Reyes was in Texas. 2 separate commissions, unless you believe that Jon Jones is paying judges somehow to score fights identically.
Listen, man, I just find it extremely
ridiculous.
Weird.
You're ridiculous.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk about the fight instead of all the stupidness?
No, but Fred,
I have it. No,
it's not important.
It's not.
Stick to the fight. Stick to the fight, please.
AJ, here's the thing. I scored it for Jones. You scored it, obviously, for Reyes.
Yep.
Fred is the clear voice of reason. Let's see what Fred has to say.
Well, I'm just going to look. Round 1, all 3 judges gave it to Reyes. I have no problem with that. I thought Reyes, when I watched it live, I gave it to Jones. When I rewatched it, I gave it to Reyes.
Me too.
Rounds 2 and 3 are debatable. Some judges gave it to Jones, other gave it to Reyes.
Yeah.
And the last 2 rounds, they were all given to Jones. So, this is how decision works. Sometimes it doesn't go how you want, but you got to be humble enough or you got to understand the sport that this is a decision. It's not always going to be like you want.
Well, exactly. When it's in Texas, you don't bring a title fight to Texas. I agree with you.
Come on.
You bring it to Vegas where there's going to be impartial judging. And Fred, I agree with you and I disagree with you.
If
because
that fight's
every
in Vegas,
MMA fighter
there's no way you could see Jon Jones winning. To you, this was a clear domination.
Clear cut,
well,
1,
then
2,
I
3
disagree with you because
which is fine.
You're just being
but Jones himself.
Come on, AJ, you're the guy who picked every single opponent, his past 5 opponents to beat him. You're anti-Jon Jones.
No, I'm not.
You bet against Jon Jones, and you can't.
Listen, Jones
and you're
fought
letting
a good
this cloud
fight.
your vision. I can understand. I'm watching this fight. I still think Jones won, but I scored it 5-0 on Saturday because I was talking trash. But I watched it again, and reasonably, I think you can score it 3-2 for Jon Jones. I think Jones pretty obviously won rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Look, Dave, even Ariel Helwani.
Look, I'm admitting here that Dominic Reyes won round 1. If you cannot admit that Jon Jones won rounds 4 and 5. There's a problem here.
No,
I thought the most dominant
Listen,
round was round 5, and Jon Jones had a lot of energy.
Jon Jones round 4 was
and if
his most
anything,
dominant.
let's be critical of Reyes. Reyes, like, he gassed out in rounds 4 and 5. Like, he didn't put up as much
I agree.
offense.
His
You have
first-
your
his
numbers
first-
right here, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, the first 3 rounds, Reyes has, like, more significant strikes, but the last 2 rounds, it's clearly Jones. In the 4th round, he went to 13 significant.
And that's the most dominant round for Jones. I agree with you. And on the 5th, it was so
if
close.
this was scored or judged under pride rules, Jon Jones wins 100% because at the end of the fight, he was whooping on him. And back in the pride days, they judged a fight. They didn't judge it by rounds.
But you got to remember, like in Japan too, Dave, the one biggest problem here with the UFC.
Jon Jones has true warrior spirit, bro.
And my biggest issue is, what is a significant strike? Because at the end of that fight, to me, Jon Jones looks like he didn't get that much damage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Jon Jones looks like in very good shape. In rounds 4 and 5, he's fully energetic.
But after the post conference, he couldn't even sit down or stand up. So I'm telling you,
he sat down for a while. I watched him. He looked fine.
He had a hard time sitting down.
He's
Dave, let's be honest.
he's totally fine. His
he
face
just
looked
fought.
fine. If Dominic Reyes beat on Jon Jones like everybody's saying he did, how come Jon Jones' face looks totally fine?
But it's not about like a total devastation. Look, even Reyes didn't look that bad either. So you know what?
Yeah, he got
He might have a-
He got outpointed and outlasted
Outpointed?
in
No,
the
not according to
championship
the-
in the championship rounds in a championship level fight.
Yeah,
when
2
it
rounds
when
of
it came
5.
down to it in rounds 4 and 5, he just couldn't keep up the pace with Jon Jones, and that's why he lost.
Look, this is his first fight at a championship level, going 5 rounds. This is his first
And he
5-round
lost.
fight.
He lost.
And Greg
In your
Jackson
eyes.
in Jon Jones' corner told him, like, we need this 5th round. And what did Jon Jones do? He went out and he
But
won
that just goes
5th
to
round.
show you what I was saying. If they needed the 5th, they knew that it could have been a split right down the middle.
I'm not
there was more
arguing
than 2
against
rounds.
that.
Even Greg Jackson knew that there was more than 2 rounds won by Reyes. So my biggest argument to you guys is this.
Again, your math is deficient.
Listen, I think this. It doesn't matter. The truth of the matter
does
is
matter.
every MMA fighter out there, the majority of them, including the top analysts, other than us, is agreeing with AJ.
And guess what?
1, 2, and 3.
Most of those people hate Jon Jones for one reason or another. Most of those people have a reason to say that Jon Jones didn't win the fight. Dana White has a reason to say that Jon Jones didn't win the fight, and I'll tell you why. Dana White has to promote UFC light heavyweight championship fights. He has to do that, and it costs him way more money to promote one of those fights with Jon Jones, and it's a lot harder to negotiate with Jon Jones.
I'll disagree with you here. Dana White is entitled to his...
Dana doesn't like Jon Jones. He's never liked Jon Jones. Come on, man.
Now I gotta look at you crazy. So wait,
Come on, man.
Wait. Dominic Cruz, Joe Rogan, Dana White, they all hate Jon Jones. That's what you're saying?
AJ don't hate Jon Jones. Dave,
come on, Dave.
on.
Yeah.
They're entitled to their own opinion.
I think a lot of people don't
and especially
like Jon Jones.
especially those 3 are sitting at cage side, so the feeling is just different.
It's a UFC thing, man. The UFC, UFC corporation, and you're buying into that UFC propaganda that's anti-Jon Jones. I'm telling you, Dana's been doing it for years. He doesn't promote him the way he should. He doesn't promote him the way he could. He doesn't like Jon Jones. He never has. Go back and watch interviews with Dana White talking about Jon Jones. When Jon Jones has had his weak points, when Jon Jones screws up, Dana piles on Jon Jones. Dana, I'm telling you, is not a Jon Jones fan. And if he could have Dominic Reyes as his new light heavyweight champion, he'd be totally happy with that. So when Dana White says, I don't think Jon won. Well, Jon did win, but he could use that in the negotiations that, yeah, you won, but everybody thinks you lost. And when Dana White says things, everybody else kind of repeats it. Dana White is always repeated by all sort of people because
they'll repeat it
they
if
believe him.
No, they'll repeat it if they agree with him. That's what it goes back to. Is like people either love or hate Jon Jones. So not a lot of
people don't have their own opinions.
Most
What are you
people,
talking about?
most
I have
people
my
that have a
opinion.
passionate opinion on this fight are actually like driven by their love or hatred of Jon Jones. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, AJ, but that is the truth.
That's not true because 72% of fans that were like watching this fight and voting
Jon Jones
who
has
they
a lot of
believe won.
haters.
That's 72% of
Look.
fans out there that are watching this fight for the first time and had to agree with the fact that Reyes was ahead. And here, I'm going to point out something to you guys. One thing. Do you think
Jon
this
Jones
is my question to you.
he's a heel. People want to see
He's
him
not
lose.
a heel. I
And
like the way he fought.
When people do okay against Jon Jones and don't get completely obliterated, it looks like they're winning. because it's like, oh, he's hanging in there with Jon Jones. He must be winning. He's not winning. He's not winning.
Just like the first Gustafsson fight, everybody was like, "Oh, Gustafsson!" Like Gustafsson lost that first fight, and in the second fight, what did Jon Jones do? He dominated even more, and that's what he's gonna do in the rematch with Dominic Reyes.
But you know what?
Let's be honest. Let me take it back one day.
Okay.
Let's look at back in the days, George St. Pierre versus Hendricks. Who won that fight?
George St. Pierre. 135.
But who was that really like?
People were saying Hendricks won.
Exactly.
But
and that's
now,
what I'm trying to tell you.
But now, and Jon Jones said it at the post-fight press conference. He said, in time, people will appreciate this fight a little bit more and realize that I won. Right now,
it was a good fight, man.
emotional.
Let's appreciate it.
That's right.
And
Let's have a rematch.
I thought it was a good fight, and I appreciate it. However, I don't think we need to see an immediate rematch, and I'll tell you why. I like Jon Jones. I think he's the greatest fighter we've ever seen. But I thought Reyes put in a good fight, but he lost. I didn't think Reyes won the fight. I don't think Reyes at any point put Jon Jones in any kind of danger.
Round one, body punch? Yeah.
No, there was no danger.
He went down on his
the
butt.
slip?
No, it wasn't
the
a slip. There
no,
we
it was
go
a
again.
slip.
It was not a slip.
Fred?
It was a clear-cut body
Fred, what
punch.
was it?
Nobody slips and sits on their
When
butt.
Jon Jones fell on his butt.
That was a body punch straight
He
down
was
the pipe.
off balance and got knocked to the ground.
Which is called
but
a
he was
punch.
off balance.
Yeah, he didn't get dropped with a body punch, because if he did, he would have been hurt.
Like a hot potato.
That's
he got dropped.
ridiculous.
First of all, you got to mention
You
the hat that
watch
you're wearing.
fighting. You've seen so many fights.
I know.
You're ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but that's okay.
What are you talking
You're entitled
about?
to your opinion. You got the
It's
bagels.
fact.
I think I got robbed, just like Ray's got robbed.
Okay,
But
now look. Here's my opinion on the rematch. I don't think Dominic Reyes should get an immediate rematch because I don't think he won the fight. If I thought he won the fight, then I'd say for sure it was a robbery. He should get an immediate rematch. But I don't think he won.
It's not about you.
Fred doesn't think he won.
But I still want the rematch.
I don't know why you want to see a rematch.
Because that's what the people want right now. There's some controversy.
That's what
It's
the
hot
people
right
want.
now.
That's what the people want right now, but that's not what is right.
What are you talking about?
Right
Corey Hart.
is Corey Anderson.
Corey Hart.
Corey Anderson is what should happen next.
Sunglasses at night.
And wait, and people will want it on Saturday night.
Well, that's going to be a good fight.
People are going to want this thing to happen on Saturday night when they realize who Corey Anderson has beat, how good Corey Anderson is, and that he's actually a threat to Jon Jones.
Well, listen, he's been KO'd three times,
I was
Dave. Come
picking Jon Jones to beat Dominic Reyes all day, every day. Corey Anderson is a different story. The way he knocked out Johnny Walker in that last fight was unbelievable. Corey Anderson has knockout power. He's got very good wrestling. He's got all the makings of a serious threat to Jon Jones. At 30 years of age, this guy is legit, and he's going to be seriously dangerous if he gets in there with Jon Jones. He's fighting Jan Blachowicz on Saturday night in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Jon Jones will be at that fight. He said he's not going to see Corey Anderson. He's going because he lives in New Mexico and he wants to thank the New Mexico fans for being so supportive. So Jon Jones is going to be there. He's a cool guy, and he's a light heavyweight champion. And I think Corey Anderson is next. I think Corey Anderson's going to beat Jan Blachowicz on Saturday night, and then people are going to say, you know what, Dominic Reyes, he made a good go of it, but man, Corey Anderson, the way he just put away Jan Blachowicz, the way he's put away everybody that he's faced, the Glover Teixeiras, the Johnny Walkers, Ilir Latifi. I mean, this guy is beating some good guys, and he's on a good run, and I think that he deserves the title shot next.
How about we wait till his fight, okay? Like, if he wins a boring decision,
It's not going to happen. He's going to win. He's going to win. It's going to be impressive.
Well, for right now, I say Reyes is next in line, but go ahead, Corey Anderson, impress me. You better be impressive this weekend.
It's his turn.
Just be impressive, man.
Now, what if
that's what Dana White would tell you.
We'll talk about that fight in a little bit, the Corey Anderson.
When opportunity is there, jump on it.
That's right. And hey, that was the last bagel bet that AJ lost. He had his boy Johnny Walker, and I had my guy Corey Anderson. And guess who won, AJ? And I remember Johnny Walker was actually a pretty good favorite heading into that fight, but Corey, first round knockout of your guy, Johnny Walker.
Listen, man, it's an unfortunate day. Everybody has a bad day. George has had it with Sarah. People have bad days.
You have a lot of bad predictions.
So
listen,
let me ask
I
you guys
predicted
this.
that Reyes was going to win this in
And
in
you
decision.
lost.
And you also
technically,
predicted.
the
You also
world
predicted.
agrees with me.
You predicted that Reyes was going to beat Jones. He didn't. You predicted that Anthony Smith was going to beat Jones. He didn't. You predicted Thiago Santos was going to beat Jones. He didn't. You picked Alexander Gustafsson to beat Jones. He didn't. You just pick against Jon Jones, and guess what? You're always wrong.
No, but I'm not. But listen, again, like I said, for sure, the fight was awesome. There's no doubt about it. Jones is like the best.
Immediate rematch?
I would say you would hope there would be an immediate rematch, but it took almost 5 years for Gustafsson to fight again.
Yeah. I think Reyes has to fight somebody else before he gets in there with Jones.
Jon Jones is going to be better. And can we touch quick also Max Holloway, what he said about like judges showing their scorecards in between rounds?
Now that's important.
Because I like that idea, man. I'd be a fan of that.
They do that in Japan. They do that like in Europe. What they do is that it could be kickboxing, boxing. In Japan, even in MMA, each round, everyone gets to see what the score is. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a big argument. Like every sport, you know where you are, where you stand. But in MMA, no one knows. The cornermen don't know.
You don't
the
know.
Fighters don't know.
You don't know in boxing
the fans
either.
don't know. And that's the biggest problem.
No,
People
but
want to
exactly.
know.
I wouldn't mind knowing.
I want to know. And
Right,
to be honest,
but look,
why are you hiding it?
The same commissions that run MMA are running boxing, and they're not doing it in boxing.
Well,
so I don't see it happening in MMA.
but Dave,
I don't disagree with you guys, but I just don't think it's going
But
to
Dave,
happen.
that's my biggest argument that I've been having from the beginning with guys like Solis and all the rest of them in Texas that are guys that are not MMA skilled.
Yeah.
We have no professional
at one
fighters
point-
coming in as judges.
Did you see the at one point? There's a video of a judge who's during a fight on his phone.
Yeah,
not
with
looking,
the Andrea Lee fight.
Not looking at the fight whatsoever,
Yeah.
which is like, come on, man. Pay attention for 15 minutes. All you have to do is pay attention for 15 straight minutes, watch the fight, stay off your phone, man.
Dave,
what are you doing?
But Dave, even even a minute taking your eyes off a fight.
No, do not take your eye off the fight for a second.
But that's what I'm saying.
You're a judge.
But if you're going like a round almost of not watching a fight,
Horrible.
where are you? And this is the biggest
No,
problem.
that judge
and
should be
Rogan
fired
went nuts.
immediately.
Rogan went nuts. And
Of
do you
course.
blame him?
No.
This guy's been in the game for so long.
Right.
He knows what's wrong. And there's something wrong. My biggest thing is I think we should have more than 3 judges.
Take it easy.
No, I'm serious.
I know.
think
You're
we should have
excited,
3
AJ?
judges.
That wouldn't change much.
Yes, it will. It'll give you a perspective.
3 judges is fine. I don't think we need to change the judging
think
system.
so.
Everybody's like, we need to change judging.
I like the
after this
half
fight.
point system also.
Oh man,
For those close rounds, it becomes like a 10, 9.5.
they can't figure out what a 10-8 round or a 10-9 round
Well,
is.
exactly.
You really want to make it more complicated
Yeah,
for them?
because they're going with archaic rules that are not to a sport that's pretty
The
new.
problem is in MMA, it's only 3 or 5 rounds, so you need those half points to make the difference. Whereas in the boxing fight, it's a 12 round. Like there's
Right.
more rounds to score. So
I just think we need judges that understand MMA. And
Exactly.
honestly, in a perfect world, honestly, I think we'd have judges that completely understood MMA, that were former fighters. We'd have 3 of them, and they wouldn't judge it round by round. They'd judge it on the fight. They'd watch the whole fight, and then at the end of the fight, they would tell you who won. It wouldn't be a point system. It wouldn't be anything. It would just be like, okay, we watched the fight, and, if you're a fighter, if you know fighting, you could tell who wins. You don't have to do it on points. Just like in the old Pride days, I thought that was the best. I even liked their round system better when they had a 10-minute round and then a 5-minute round. I thought that was the best. 1 10-minute round, and then if you couldn't settle it in a full 10-minute stretch,
It goes to overtime.
you do another 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then after that, it goes to a judge's decision, and the judges decide, who won the fight. Not based on points or whatever.
But you
I
can't-
think
you
that's
can't.
the best way
It
to
is,
do
Dave,
it.
but you can't because you know why? Because with ESPN
because
and it's
for Pride-
it's a sport,
Nah.
and they need breaks. They need to push their advertising.
It's a show.
and it's a show. And the bottom line is that my biggest thing is, and I kind of agree with Freddie, those half points make a big difference, especially when you're grappling and wrestling, where you're not getting the recognition for what you're doing. Even when you're defending, you should be getting a half point.
Like
at
you're not
times.
giving Jon Jones the recognition for the takedowns.
He didn't
and,
do anything with those
takedowns
taking-
were awful,
taking
man.
the back.
Those
How about when
take-
he took his back a couple times?
So what? He did
No,
nothing with
no.
it. And the
He
thing
did
is
nothing.
that, yeah.
If anything, I'll give points to Reyes for his defense because those
There you
takedowns,
go.
most of them were stuffed. And when he got taken down, he was back up within like 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
and that should be a point.
Like there was no
awarded for
control.
defense.
Like if you in a grappling tournament, often like if you pass guard, they only give you your points if you like maintain the position for a couple of seconds.
for
if
3
you,
seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a good point, Freddie. And
Yeah,
Dave,
Reyes did a good job of popping
Those
back
takedowns
up.
weren't important. That's all I'm saying. But I'm
But
still
they were important.
I'm still with Jones winning this fight.
No,
though.
they're important for Jones because when you got to go to the championship rounds and that has to be your focus to take down a guy so you can show that you have some control, there's a problem. I want to
Jon Jones is going to be motivated for the rematch.
Yeah, no, it's rematch
Now,
fights. He generally
how
wins.
about this? How about this, guys? Jon Jones, right now, you both want to see him fight Dominic Reyes.
Yep.
I think Corey Anderson is going to smash Jan Blachowicz this weekend, and I think Corey Anderson should be next. However, there are outside chances here, outside fighters. Perhaps the heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic. Perhaps the WWE champion, Brock Lesnar. There are super fights out there for Jon Jones that I think are still out there. Fred, before the show, you were telling me that you think, after seeing Reyes, that Stipe would probably beat up Jon Jones. And a lot of people are saying that. Like the betting odds for Stipe versus Jones, a hypothetical fight before the Reyes fight, I think Jones was a favorite, and maybe now Stipe's a favorite. So a lot of people are thinking, after seeing Jones and maybe being unimpressed with Jon Jones in 2020, that, maybe Stipe would win that fight.
Well, at 6'4", Reyes, if anything, he didn't let Jon Jones bully him or anything like that. So I'm thinking like a big guy like Stipe, man, he's not going to let Jon Jones bully him, push him to the cage to get those elbows or whatever. Like Stipe's going to fight back, and he's going to hit hard. So,
well, the thing
and
is,
if you look at Jon Jones' earlier career, no disrespect to Jon Jones, but if you look at what he did kind of early on, he beat up a lot of middleweights. He beat up a lot of old middleweights, right? Like a lot of
Machida, Rua, those guys are small for light
they're all middleweights.
Yeah,
they all
exactly.
fought. I don't know if Shogun's ever fought at middleweight, but
he's small.
He's a small light heavyweight. Machida, I think, has fought at middleweight, right? Doesn't he fight at middleweight in Bellator? He's fighting. He fought Gegard, I think, at middleweight, didn't he? Right? So Machida's fought at middleweight. Vitor's fought at middleweight. Chael's fought at middleweight. I mean, how many guys in Jon Jones' kind of early stretch, even Rampage, not a huge light heavyweight, when Jon Jones was kind of smashing through people as champion.
He would bully people. He would just go through them.
He can't do that anymore because the guys have kind of caught up to his size.
But it's also the wear and tear, Dave. I mean, this guy's been fighting since 2011. He's defended his belt 15 times. I mean, this is not a joke. And you know what? You call me a Jones hater. The truth is that he's broken all kinds of records and even broke George's record in the last fight. The thing is this. There's a lot of wear and tear on Jones, and the game has progressed so much in a year where guys like Reyes in 3 years have gone up to a level where they can fight a champion like Jones. Jones knows, like any champion's time, it's coming to an end. And you know what? He fought extremely well. But in my opinion, not enough to.
He fought smart, where he doesn't get any damage, and I don't think.
Well, he's gonna get damage at heavyweight.
If we showed so much love to GSP back in the days for the fact that he wasn't getting any damage, we got to show the same love to Jon Jones.
Listen, he got damaged, all right. He got damaged by a lot of guys.
Jon Jones fought a beautiful fight. I want to give him all the credit. He fought fantastic. I think he won. I don't think he needs to prove anything by beating Dominic Reyes again. He will have to fight him down the road. I'd like to see him fight somebody else instead. I think Jon Jones, Brock Lesnar is the fight that we need to
Dave,
see.
Honestly,
that's the fight.
It won't happen.
That's the money fight, brother.
I'd like to see that, and honestly, I love to see that as a heavyweight fight. I agree with you, Dave.
Let's go.
But the problem is that the magic, I'm telling you, the magic is kind of slipping Jones with this Reyes fight.
But
if he would have destroyed Reyes, I think the Stipe and the Brock fight would have been like, wow, Jones is going to go in there and destroy everybody. But I don't think he
no, but
has,
AJ, it has a lot to do with what Brock does against Drew McIntyre, correct? It depends if Brock's able to beat Drew McIntyre.
I'll tell you this much, guys. In the rematch, I'm picking Jon Jones. I think he not only wins, I think he finishes Dominic Reyes in the rematch.
Well, history shows that on rematches, he destroys his opponents.
That's
You're
right. What do you think? You think Reyes will win the rematch?
I think
Of course you do, because you always pick against Jon Jones, because you're a Jon Jones hater, as our good friend Antoinette. Shout out to Antoinette. Thank you for the super chat, Antoinette. She says that you have pointed out on the show many times that you are a Jon Jones hater, AJ.
I don't hate Jon Jones,
You've
man.
admitted it many times on the show.
You're the one
who
who talks
you
for
have
me.
admitted to it, and you forget that you admit to things.
Antoinette. I said I wasn't crazy about Drake. That's true. But Jon Jones, I got to give him credit. I like him as a fighter. I think he was great. But you're not giving any credit to Reyes, who fought a very good fight.
We are.
No, I'm giving credit to Reyes.
I didn't hear it once tonight.
He fought a really good fight. I think he won the first first 2 rounds against the greatest fighter of all time. That's very impressive. He won the first 10 minutes of the fight, but I think he lost, and when you lose a championship fight, you have to fight a couple other guys before you get another shot. He's not the champion.
Yeah.
Look, if Jon Jones had lost a close fight, then for sure you give Jon Jones
You better
an
be
immediate
impressive,
rematch.
Corey Anderson. That's all I'm saying.
Corey Anderson will be impressive, okay?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't Corey Anderson been knocked out 3 times? Hasn't he been KO'd 3 times? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So
He's got like
you know
4
what? This is
losses.
what's going to happen. If Jones fights Corey Anderson, I'm telling you right now, Jones is going to beat Corey Anderson. You got a 7-inch reach to a guy who has a questionable jaw. Anderson is going to go down. He's going to go to sleep. I don't even think he's going to be able to beat Blachowicz.
So let's give John... What?
You know what?
Oh,
I'm
let's
telling you.
another dozen bagels. Let's do it, baby.
Listen, man.
Take Blachowicz right now, you
Let me
sucker.
think about it. Let me
Go
think
for it,
about it.
AJ.
Okay,
Let me think
about it.
Let
We're
me
going to
think
take
about
a
it.
commercial break, and we're going to come
gonna think
back.
about it.
And when AJ and I and Freddie come back,
Antoinette, what do I do? Do I do it?
we will decide whether or not AJ will bet against Corey Anderson, my main man, and he'll win me another dozen bagels. I keep on winning. I'm on a hot
No, I want the last one,
streak.
man. With the Fedor, I'm the one who won.
Yeah, whatever.
That was a double or nothing.
Yeah, but still, I won, man.
And I won.
And those shouldn't exist.
Jon Jones cashed in for me big time on Saturday night. Thank you, Jon Jones.
I got robbed.
You are the man. We're going to take a short pause here for the radio side. We're going to stay with you here on YouTube and the podcast and everything. When we come back, we'll see if AJ is going to take the bet or not. I want more bagels. I'm running out of room in my freezer. Fred might get the next dozen from me. Okay? And then we'll also talk about Conor McGregor and whether or not it was him in that bed with that lady that wasn't his girlfriend. We'll also show you the video. AJ,
I wanna see it.
AJ has not seen it. He will react live to the video. So stay tuned. It is Ringside Report. MMA. I'm Dave. He's Fred. And the guy over there who hates Jon Jones, he's AJ. Stay with us. You know what I'm saying?
Do I have to reenact it with Freddie? Like, we're going to start kissing? Freddie, pucker up. But let me go get my... Didn't Dave say that?
That's when AJ, he bet Dominic Reyes was going to win the fight. I bet Jon Jones, and I won a dozen bagels from AJ.
Antoinette, you gotta be like straight up. I mean, it was a close fight. There's no doubt about it. But you know what? It's not only myself saying that that Reyes won this fight. You've got like guys that have been in the game for so long, including Joe Rogan, who's seen almost every fight up and close, and he has to deal with these judges that are they. You know what? They ruined a lot of fights. Latifi technically should have won his fight. He didn't get it.
That was a robbery.
Latifi got
kind
robbed.
of got robbed as well too. Lee, all these fights. I mean,
Krause
there's
didn't get robbed. He lost. He lost the second round and third.
Yeah, well, I don't
That
know.
was a
That's
tight.
questionable.
That's
It's
one of those
close.
fights that could go either way,
Look,
man. You
you've
can't be
got-
mad if
You've got Mersad that got robbed. You got Andrea Lee that got robbed.
All right, dude. I don't care
there's-
anymore. The judges were bad. I get it. The judges were bad. We agree with you, AJ.
Okay,
Now
but
I got to
let me
read a
figure out
commercial,
if I'm-
so shut the...
What is it?
put a bagel in your mouth.
Yeah, put a bagel in your mouth.
in your hole.
Oh. All right. At the Ringside Report Network, this is for Stitcher Premium. We've been using Stitcher to stream our shows, and many of you have been using Stitcher to listen to the shows. Wrestling Uncensored, Ringside Report MMA, Stitcher offering you the Ringside Report universe as part of their sponsorship of our show, a special offer on the premium version of their service. Now, besides all of our shows, you can listen to over 100,000 podcasts on your iPhone, Android tablet, PC, Amazon Echo, or in your car. It's on demand, ad-free with Stitcher Premium. They've got all sorts of great podcasts on there, Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, and more. It's $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year, and you go to Stitcher.com/premium. You sign up today using the promo code Ringside. So you go to Stitcher.com/premium, use the promo code Ringside for a free month of Stitcher Premium. It's $4.99 a month, $34.99 a year. Stitcher.com/premium, promo code Ringside, and you get a free month of Stitcher Premium. It's very good. A lot of good audio. If you have a thing, if you like listening to a device, you know,
What kind of device?
like a iPad type of thing, or a phone, Stitcher Premium.
No more Walkmans and that kind of
Man,
stuff?
I listed the devices: Amazon Echo, iPhone, Android, tablets, PCs, everything. All the devices, bro.
Okay, cool.
I see Matt Holden is on the chat.
Matt Holden.
Yo, shout out to Matt Holden talking about Paul Mead. He's giving a shout out to. I like to shout out to Paul Mead.
Construction extraordinaire.
Paul Mead is the best. We love Paul Mead.
Don't call him. He'll call you.
Brother.
I like when Fred's brother. You know.
Freddie's brother.
I like when Paul is getting shout outs on the chat. That's always good.
Well, you know what? He's just like
he's a great guy.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's one of my best buddies.
When is he coming back? We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that's true. We should get him on the show soon. We should get Fred and Paul on the show at the same time.
Yeah,
Has that ever happened? Yeah, it's happened.
Has it?
Yeah, it happened. I think one time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody said something.
When that guy was there.
When Rosy Face was there. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Rosy
Ooh,
Face. I miss
Rosy Face.
I don't.
I never seen
Yeah.
a bigger drunk than that guy.
Wild. You should see him when he's not under the influence. He's quite a gentleman. You would like him.
I
He's
can
a
see
good guy.
that. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
He's a good guy. He's just a little wild sometimes on the drink.
Kind of like Jon Jones with his picograms. You know, it's normal. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
Or Conor McGregor
Yeah,
with the proper 12.
Are we gonna show that video?
Yeah, hold on. I got to do another commercial.
Like, do you see his ass in the air or something?
Take it easy. Commercial time. This is for IP Vanish. Now, IP Vanish is an awesome VPN. You need to secure yourself on the internet. You need to be safe. If you're using public Wi-Fi on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, whatever you're doing, you need a VPN. You don't want to get hacked. A lot of people are getting hacked these days, and you need to be safe here. So you got to go to vpn.ringsidereport.net and sign up for IP Vanish right now. vpn.ringsidereport.net. You need a VPN. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. Your phone is going to get hacked. Things are going to go wrong for you. All right?
Like
More
Connor.
trouble than Connor.
More trouble than Connor, okay?
I doubt it.
If Connor had a VPN, he'd have no trouble ever, okay? IP Vanish is what Connor needs. vpn.ringsidereport.net for you, Mr. McGregor, and everybody else. And right now, congratulations, Connor. It is IP Vanish's 8th birthday. So all month of February, Black History Month, and IP Vanish birthday month,
Happy birthday.
all new users can earn special savings as part of the IP Vanish celebration. So IP Vanish offering 67% off. 67% off. You gotta-
67?
Look, if something is 67% off, you buy it. Okay?
Like Expo 67.
It's a great deal. That's a
get it.
huge savings. If it's over 50% off, it doesn't matter what it is, you buy it, okay? Because it's on special, it's a great deal. 67% off the annual VPN subscription, along with 250 gigs of free SugarSync cloud storage.
That's
Protect
insane.
yourself on the cloud. You need
Dave,
you need SugarSync.
stay away from the light.
I'm getting so excited
Yeah,
here
that is
about
pretty-
IP
wow.
Vanish, okay?
You really get emotional.
So go right now to vpn.ringsidereport.net. Protect yourself on the internet. Sign up for IP Vanish. Hook yourself up. Help out the Ringside Report universe. Allow us to do more shows on YouTube, on Facebook, on podcast,
Everywhere.
however you watch us.
Satellite, whatever.
To do these watch-alongs. We got another watch-along coming up.
Which one?
In, let's see, a couple of weeks. It'll be AEW Revolution. AEW Revolution, the first pay-per-view of the year from All Elite Wrestling. I will be here. I think Big Johnny will be here. Maybe AJ will be here watching this tremendous wrestling show that AEW is going to put together on the 29th of February. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. So continue to support IP Vanish. Go to vpn.ringsidereport.net. Continue to support the sponsors. Continue to hook us up you could go to donate.ringsidereport.net. And you could also do the super chat when we're live on YouTube. You could do the chat there and hook us up so we can keep doing more
Craziness.
more stuff here for you. Keep buying those UFC pay-per-views and so on. Right?
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
man.
you. Maybe you could get us some slippers because it's cold in the studio.
You need
I
slippers.
want some slippers. Please donate. We need some slippers here.
Please donate.
Real Bagel. Let me
AJ
tell you
needs
about Real
slippers.
Bagel.
No,
These
no,
bagels-
no,
Why?
stop. We're not doing a promo for them,
No,
man.
but they're amazing bagels.
Did they give you the bagels for free?
Well, I didn't talk to the lady,
So
but
don't
I was
give-
talking to the cashier telling her I
No.
got ripped off, and she had no idea what I was talking about. But
Yeah.
I told her, Jones? She's like, who? Jones. Forget it. I got ripped off.
Forget about it.
I got to give bagels to Dave Simon, who knows deep down inside he won by a miracle.
No.
Because the judges screwed up again in Texas.
I know deep down inside.
Freddie, come on. You know that. Come on. The Texas judges are not... Let's be honest, guys. Don't do it in Texas.
What's the matter with this guy, Fred?
Don't do it in Texas.
Can we just move on?
Yeah, you got to shut up and let Fred talk once in a while too, AJ.
Yeah, but
You're
you
like,
know what?
I know you didn't
Fred,
sleep all night, and you're
I
really,
didn't, actually. I'm like
and you're
wired.
drinking your coffee, and you're really wired
That's
and
true.
amped up.
You know how many coffees
But
I
you
had
need,
today?
you need to let Fred talk sometimes.
Yeah, but Freddie was agreeing with me, Dave. That's why I let him talk.
When was I agreeing?
You were agreeing at some point there. I can't remember.
At some point, but you didn't listen. Thanks.
Yeah, he was agreeing with you that Jones should fight Reyes again, but he was disagreeing with you that Reyes won the fight.
You know what we're gonna do?
I'm mostly disagreeing with your passion, man. This was a close fight. It could go either way. Like, let's just enjoy it and say, like,
I'm not enjoying it at all. I lost bagels, man. You think I'm enjoying this?
It was a close fight. You know, if Reyes would have won, I wouldn't have been like, "Oh, this is a total robbery."
No, you would have
like,
said that. You would have been like ripping me
if it
apart.
would have been 48-47 Reyes, I would have said, hey, rematch. And that's what I'm saying right now, rematch.
All right.
Like Corey Anderson, I'm going to repeat it. You better be impressive this weekend, because if you're not, Dominic Reyes is next in line.
It's gonna happen.
I agree.
Corey
with that.
Anderson's gonna win. He's next in line. Dana wasn't very committed on giving the immediate rematch to Reyes, so we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, he sounded like he wanted to give a rematch. I mean, Jones wants the rematch. He was like, a lot of people want to see this rematch, and there's going to be a lot of money involved. Why wouldn't Jones want to have a rematch? People are going to drop all kinds of money on that pay-per-view. I guarantee you. But they need to have a better undercard.
Talking to your mic too, buddy.
Well, I am talking into my. How much closer? I'm going to get herpes because getting so close.
There's so many things you do wrong. You don't talk into the mic. You don't look at the camera. You're terrible.
It's because my neck. You put
we have
a camera angle.
We have a monitor over here, and you're just looking at the monitor, right? You're looking at yourself.
I keep looking at the IP vanish thing.
Yeah, you look at yourself. And then
I look at the monitor also. Though.
I know, but you look at the camera sometimes when you're talking.
Freddie's on a good angle. I got like a kink in my neck.
You're terrible.
That's because
you need to get your shit together.
You know that I was right. But that's okay. I'm going to let it go.
I know you were wrong, and I'm happy to take the bagels from you.
The only thing I didn't bring is cream cheese, guys. Do you have cream cheese?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm going to have a bagel after the show. It's going to be delicious.
How was it, Freddie? Did you like it?
Great.
I'm going to tell you something. So just for Jon Jones, I know you like your New York-style bagels because you come from where? Rochester? Where was he from? Rochester? But you can't beat Montreal bagels. Even Antoinette knows. They try to make bagels in Toronto. It doesn't happen.
Okay.
Only in Montreal.
Let's get back to the show, AJ.
But I love Toronto, man. T.O.
Okay.
6.
Have you decided what you're doing for the fight on Saturday?
Okay, this is what it's going to come down to.
All right.
I will not...
No. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. It is Ringside Report. We are on TSN 690 Radio every Friday night talking mixed martial arts. We're online at ringsidereport.net. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. We're on Facebook Live. We're on all the things. If you want to watch us, if you want to download the podcast, we're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on Stitcher, we're on all the things. Go to ringsidereport.net for more info.
We're on Spotify, we found
We're
out
on
last
Spotify. Yeah, that's a new thing we didn't know.
Player or something like that. I saw it. Like, we're on everywhere, man.
We're on Spotify, and we didn't even know we were on Spotify.
We're like all over the place. Freddie, why don't you send us a list of everything that we're on?
Why would I know that?
Why not? Well, you know all that stuff. You're the tech guy.
No, I'm not.
I don't know. We have a list. Basically,
right.
Anywhere you get podcasts, look for Ringside Report or Wrestling Uncensored, and you'll find us pretty much everywhere. We're everywhere, okay?
Yeah, we are.
Very accessible. So check us out, listen to us, watch us. There's no excuse not to. We're bringing you the real MMA truth every single week.
Dave, why don't you talk about that hat that you're wearing? Because on the watch along, all you talked about was that hat and the magic powers and all the rest. Let people know why you're wearing that hat.
Yeah, well, if you're listening to us on the radio, you're not seeing this hat, but this hat right now that I'm wearing is a hat that Jon Jones tossed right to me after he weighed in the day before his fight with Mauricio Shogun Rua in 2011 in New Jersey when he won the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship for the first time ever. I was at the fight. I was sitting at the weigh-ins the day before the fight, and Jon Jones happened to toss the hat in my direction, like right at me. I had to catch it to stop it from hitting me in the face, you know? So, and then boom, I have Jon Jones's hat, and I have magical powers. I feel extra greatness when I wear this hat, And hey, I won all my bets on Saturday night. Everything came through. I think this hat works. It's my lucky hat.
Just don't use it to drive.
Was it sweaty, by the way, when you caught it?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think I would have worn it.
Not
if
like
it was
Elvis
sweaty.
when he used to like wrap his towels around him, sweaty, and throw it to the crowd. So Jones doesn't do that. Okay.
Or like
cool.
a Tanahashi with the towels. You
What
don't
does
know
he
what
do?
I'm. There's this guy Hiroshi Tanahashi. He's the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and people have towels that say ace on them. And when he walks by after a match, he like rubs a part of his body, the sweat, on the towel. And the Japanese people, the ladies mostly, they get very excited that they have like a towel now with Tana's sweat on it, which I can understand because Hiroshi Tanahashi, he's the ace, man. Who wouldn't want his sweat on his towel?
I should steal that gimmick because I'm known to be a sweater. So
There you go.
Let's do it. Let's start doing that. So for like
Go ace.
for $19.95, you could get Freddy's like sweaty towels. We'll start selling that online.
Yeah, Freddy's SweatyTowels.com.
I'll let you take care of the marketing.
I'll do it, man. Sweaty towels, Fred. It's great.
Yeah.
Just give us some money.
So this is the Jon Jones hat that I'm wearing. It says John Bones Jones on it. You see that? It's a Forum Athletics, which is a company that I think he invested in that no longer exists. It's a cool hat. I like it. All right?
And he wears it exactly like you're wearing it now, like backwards. He's, it's
And I'm getting a note here from
What?
the official Ringside Report staff that we are on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, and even your Google Home device. Ask it to play the latest episode of Ringside Report Network. So you say, hey, Google, play the latest episode of Ringside Report Network, and it'll play it.
no way.
And I'm sure I just triggered a lot of people's Googles by doing that. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna have to test it with Siri after the show.
Test it with Siri. Test it with Google. We're on all the things. Okay, AJ? We get the answers from our crack staff. What a staff we have. So, AJ, everybody was waiting through the commercial break. We want to know, Saturday night, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. It will be Jan Blachowicz taking on Corey Anderson in the main event. Corey Anderson right now. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the betting odds because... I want to know, are you going to take Corey Anderson? Are you going to bet, or rather, are you going to take Jan Blachowicz? Are you going to bet against me here? Another dozen bagels. Corey Anderson, Jan Blachowicz in the main event. I've got Corey Anderson. He won me a dozen bagels when he beat your boy Johnny Walker. I think he'll win me a dozen bagels when he beats Jan Blachowicz on Saturday. I've got Corey Anderson. I think he's going to finish Jan Blachowicz. It's a 5-round fight because it's a main event. I don't think it goes all 5 rounds. I like Corey Anderson by TKO within the first 3.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something, Dave.
Are you going to bet with me?
I really thought about it, and then I remember they fought way back. Anderson won by decision. Jan has 6 out of 7 wins.
It was September 2015.
It's
UFC.
been a while back.
UFC 191.
You know what? This is one bet I'm not going to take. I don't want to lose another dozen bagels, even though that this one's questionable. But I'm going to go with Anderson for the decision on this.
Oh, you think he's going to win?
He's
Not
gonna win.
only are you not going to bet, but you aren't even confident that Jan Blachowicz is going to win, even though before the break, I think you were saying Anderson was going to lose this fight. Now you've
No, I'm
changed
not
your mind.
saying if he fights Jon Jones, he's going to
Fred,
lose.
was he not
well,
saying?
No, I was talking about Jon
No,
Jones,
he was
man.
talking about against Jon Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with a 7-inch reach, a guy who's been knocked out 3 times.
Yeah,
it
I'd
doesn't
probably
help.
pick Jon Jones over Corey Anderson, but I'm giving Corey Anderson a pretty good shot. I think he beats Jan Blachowicz on Saturday night. Odds makers have him as a favorite, minus 210. Blachowicz plus 175, the underdog. That makes a lot of sense.
Better be impressive.
Exactly. It
I
has to
thought
be
they
impressive.
were. Look, the title shot against Jon Jones was down to Dominic Reyes or Corey Anderson, and they gave it to Dominic Reyes. I think if Corey Anderson wins this fight, he should be next in line. I think he deserves it.
So then maybe you could give Johnny Walker to Reyes. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
So then you know what? That could be exciting. It'll be a moneymaker for Dana White, that's for sure. And then winner takes all.
You know who I'd give to Dominic Reyes? Alexander Gustafsson. Or would that be too tough for
but
Gustafsson?
I thought
you
like
think?
at this point here he's like semi-retired. What's going on?
Yeah,
with him?
maybe not.
You know?
Maybe that'd be too tough of a fight for Gustafsson to come back with. I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough.
Johnny
tough.
Walker's not a bad idea for Dominic Reyes if you're not going to give him. How about Thiago Santos or Anthony Smith or one of those guys? Why doesn't Dominic Reyes fight one of those guys? And the fact that he didn't have to fight any of those guys on his way to a title shot is a little bit suspect. You know? Like Dominic Reyes, to me, if you're going to go and get the title shot against Jon Jones, he was undefeated and all, and he got a win over Volkan Ozdemir that I don't think he won. That's another decision that went his way. I don't think he won that fight. It was a split decision. I watched that fight again last weekend before the Jones fight, and I was like, oh yeah, Volkan totally beat Dominic Reyes here. But, you know, Reyes didn't really have to go through the murderer's row of light heavyweight to get to Jon Jones. He beat Jared Cannonier. That was impressive. He beat OSP. That was impressive. He beat Volkan, but he didn't really. And then he beat Chris Weidman, who was, you know, lost most of his fights in the past several years by knockout and was going up to light heavyweight for the first time. And, yeah, okay, he beat Weidman, but, you know, the guys like Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Johnny Walker, Corey Anderson, Dominic Reyes didn't have to fight any of those guys. And to me, those are the guys that have to fight each other to determine who's the number one contender and who gets to fight Jon Jones. So to me, I'd throw Dominic Reyes against any one of those guys, even Corey Anderson. Like if Corey Anderson wins against Jan Blachowicz, then have Corey Anderson fight Dominic Reyes, and then the winner of that fight is the, without a doubt, number one contender for Jon Jones.
Yeah, but what we've been asking for a while, though, I think, at light heavyweight is for something, a compelling storyline, and we have it here, I think, with Jon Jones and Reyes. So I'm down for that rematch. Look, if it's Corey Anderson, I'm going to watch it also. But as far as a storyline, as far as anticipation, I think Reyes would be the fight to make.
Fred, I feel almost the same way about a Reyes-Jones rematch as I do about a Khabib and Conor rematch.
What?
I feel like, now, hear me out. I feel like it was settled in the first fight. We don't have to see it again. And despite public opinion, my personal opinion, I'm not down for it. I'll watch it because I watch every single UFC fight.
Khabib made Conor tap.
Yeah. It's different. No, I get you. It's different. I'm saying my personal feeling on it is just like, been there, done that. Let's move on to something new.
You know the McTapper nickname, it doesn't come from that YouTube video.
Okay. So
tapping all night long.
Oh boy. All right.
Let's see this video.
AJ has not seen the video. I think we'll be able to play it here.
Starting off good already.
There's a lady in the video. Let's see what we can do.
She has nice hair. Look at that
She's
hair.
like dancing around, okay?
Is that a...
So there's a... I don't know. She's singing.
She looks like one of the Spice Girls.
Some song. And then there's a man in a bed. Who's the man under the white blanket? She's like looking. She's like, oh, who's this guy?
Isn't that Scary Spice?
She's sticking her tongue out, putting her fingers around her tongue. And then she's showing the guy, and that looks a lot like Conor McGregor.
You know what? I think, you know what?
There's only one Conor McGregor.
I don't know, man. That looks like it's been doctored. Come on, guys. That doesn't even look like a real person in the bed. It looks like...
I don't know.
No way, man.
That doesn't look like Conor McGregor to you?
No.
There's only one.
I don't know. That looks a lot like Conor to me. That's Conor McGregor in the bed, I think. It looks a lot like Conor. That's not Conor McGregor.
There's something weird. Look at his shoulder and the shadowing and all that kind of stuff. Something's weird about that. Zoom in on that, Dave.
On what?
So if everyone's listening to this on radio,
he's got one hand under the pillow.
Come to RingsideReport.net and you can see this video.
Yeah, it's you could watch along with the show, and we're showing the video right now, and it seems to be Conor McGregor.
The guy doesn't even have muscle definition. If you looked at Conor's last fight, he looked jacked.
Come on, dude.
Look at that. That guy looks... What is that? Is that like a thigh or a shoulder? Something is weird. This is a doctored picture.
I don't think so.
And doesn't that girl look like Scary Spice from the Spice Girls? Honestly, guys. Look at that. Look at that.
No.
He doesn't... I can't see any visible tattoos.
There's one on his back there that you can kind of see. I don't know. It looks like Conor McGregor to me. It could be faked. These things could be faked. I don't think it's fake. I think it is Conor McGregor in the bed. I don't know who this lady is, but I don't know that this is necessarily an indictment on Conor McGregor. A lot of people are saying, oh, what's Conor doing in bed with this lady? First of all, the lady's not in bed with him. Conor is just sleeping in bed, and some lady is videotaping him. Shame on this lady, okay? Even if you are having sexual relations with Conor McGregor, how could you just, film him and then put it on the internet? Very shameful stuff. Not very cool of this lady to do that, okay? You're filming an unconscious man. What about his rights? What about Conor McGregor. Nobody feels bad for this guy.
I feel bad.
Everybody's just like, oh, Conor up to his old tricks, partying, having sex with all these ladies. Look, this is an unconscious Conor McGregor getting videotaped and then put on the internet, and then everybody's saying bad things about Conor afterwards. It's like, all right, take it easy. This doesn't mean anything. He could be partying. This could be a big hotel suite. She could be partying with some other dudes in another room with Conor sleeping in some other bed, and she comes in and she shows a video, and then she pretends like she's with Conor. A lot of people are trying to get Conor for this thing or that. This video, to me, is inconclusive that Conor is cheating on his girlfriend or doing anything but sleeping in a bed. I believe that is Conor McGregor. I believe there is some lady in a room with him, but it doesn't mean that he's done anything wrong. And even if he did have sexual relations with this lady and several other ladies, we don't know what his arrangement is with his girlfriend. Things happen, okay? You picture yourself, Conor McGregor, you're with a lady for a very long time, and then you become a 100 millionaire. Your life is going to change, and, people are going to come at you, and different things are going to happen.
Like Bill Clinton.
And maybe you're going to make some arrangements, okay? These things happen with people with a lot of money. Guys and their wives or girlfriends or whatever make certain arrangements to keep things moving and keep things peaceful in the relationship. And it is not our place to judge how other people are living. So whatever Conor is doing, I say whatever, and we don't need to go on and judge Conor McGregor for his lifestyle choices.
And
Dr. Phil, that was awesome.
Well, fortunately, all three of us are taken, so we cannot help Dee Devlin. She's going to have to find on her own. Well, I mean, you're saying they might have an arrangement.
Yeah, could.
Oh, it only works for Conor?
Maybe.
Maybe it's like his birthday gift or something.
The deal is, look, Dee, we're not married, but I'm going to give you $40 million. Two children, $40 million at least, and then, I can do whatever I want.
Or maybe once a year or something. Who knows? They make movies of this
Honestly,
stuff.
I don't care.
Look, man, I don't know what his deal is. I don't care what his deal is. Maybe he is cheating on his girlfriend, and she's really mad right now. I don't know.
But look, does that look like a hotel to you? Really? It looks like a cheap-ass hotel. What kind of linen is that?
Oh, come on, AJ.
Looks like, come on.
I don't know.
I kind of agree. It looks like
a cheesy linen, man.
Okay.
You're Conor McGregor, man.
You're going to live in style, man.
Well, the video is out there, and people are saying all sorts of things about Conor. Whatever. He's not doing anything wrong here. I don't see any problem with him. He's sleeping in a bed, and there's a lady filming him. I think if anybody's doing something wrong, it's the lady.
It could be the housekeeper for all you know. The chambermaid. You never know. Anything can happen. When you're at a level, people do crazy things.
Maybe he didn't put that little card that said "Do not disturb," and she came in to wash.
And she disturbed the poor guy. Look at him. He's sleeping like an angel.
You're right.
Look at that guy. Like a little baby. But first of all, you never know. This could be shenanigans again. I'm saying it 3 times tonight. Like Nate Diaz. He had like that whole thing, like he was arrested in Miami and, he was beaten up by the cops and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And everybody thought Diaz was like back on like Crazy Roll, and it turned out to be a hoax. So this could be a hoax as well. You never know.
This could all be nothing, but, people are talking about it this week, so I figured we'd show the video. But AJ's not convinced.
I'm not convinced. There's that shadowing, and it's like...
It's a deep fake.
Yeah, look, it looks like Conor. But, we've seen, I sent you a video this week with Donald Trump in the WWE fighting. I mean, you can doctor
that really
anybody.
happened.
Well, he looked great. If Trump looked like that, he looks awesome. He looks like John Cena. But the truth of the matter is...
No, he doesn't.
In the video he
does.
He
wishes. I didn't see that. He was in the WWE. He got stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin, took a stunner.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So is Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, man.
In the WWE Hall of Fame.
Not in baseball,
I think Donald Trump tweeted out that Pete Rose should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, it's about time. It's Pete Rose.
It's funny that he's got an opinion about everything, Trump, I wonder what he thinks. Does he think Jones won or Dominic Reyes?
Oh, for sure, Reyes. Guaranteed.
I don't know,
You know what? We got to find out. Let's call him.
I think Jon Jones, he likes to shoot guns. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm going to send out a Twitter message today. To Donald Trump and see
Send out a tweet to the President of the United States and ask him if he thinks Jon Jones or Dominic Reyes
Listen,
won.
Trump was a big supporter of MMA. He used to have it in his Trump hotel. He used to have fights there back in the days. He supported him and his family supports the UFC. We know that.
I want
to know his opinion.
He'd probably defer to the President of the UFC, Dana White, who's his good buddy, and Dana scored it 48-47 for Reyes. So,
there you go.
Let's just say Dana White, Donald Trump, AJ DeLesio all agree that Dominic Reyes won the fight.
Ariel Helwani.
Nice company you're keeping there.
But listen,
keep going with the
Ariel
list.
Helwani,
Sure, him too.
John Anik,
because he's a great grappler.
Rashad
He knows
Evans.
He knows everything about fighting, right?
No, but he's
seen Rashad Evans, because he has no personal beef with Jon Jones.
Well,
he has no reason to see him lose.
No, but he's
sure.
That's water under the bridge, Dave. That's water under the bridge.
Get out of here, bro.
And you know what? First of all, talk about Donald Trump. There's one guy asking for his help. Did you know that? Did you see that?
I don't know, Kobe Covington?
No, Darren Till. Darren Till went out to the president and asked him, listen, I need to get the visa so I can get back into the States because of that whole arrest that he had. So he actually sent out a tweet to Donald Trump to sort of speed up his visa so he can fight.
Sometimes when you steal taxis drunkenly in Madrid or wherever he was in Spain somewhere, sometimes when you do that, you have to suffer the legal repercussions. And sometimes those legal repercussions include not being able to travel. Your travel is restricted. I'm sorry, Darren Till. Just because you're a pretty good UFC fighter doesn't mean you can do whatever you want and still get to travel to the United States. If Darren Till wanted to fight in Canada, I would urge our Prime Minister not to let him into the country. He's a menace to society. You don't know what he might do. He might... The Spanish people let him into their country, and look what he did.
Who knows?
Could you imagine if Darren Till was running through the streets of Montreal,
next
all
thing
drunk,
he might
and
throw a
stole
dolly
taxi
through
cab?
He might throw a dolly through a bus.
Exactly. Menace to society. Cannot allow Darren Till to travel.
Yeah, but if that happens, Freddie, he'll probably get like a $300 million contract at the end, you know? Listen.
Look, if Darren Till could fight like Conor McGregor, we would make some allowances for Darren Till. Fact of the matter is, Darren Till is a pretty good middleweight. He's not Conor McGregor, so he doesn't get to do whatever he wants. Certain people are superstars, and they can do pretty much whatever they want. If Conor McGregor wants to be in bed with some ladies, if Jon Jones wants to do all the picograms or whatever AJ accuses him of doing, they could do that stuff because they're great. Darren Till, sorry, man.
Man, that's pretty harsh for Darren Till.
But Fred
if
knows,
he's listening to this show, he's not going to like
reality.
us.
It's reality. That's the way the world works. It's unfortunate. It's just
he's Darren Till.
Not everybody has the same rules.
Yeah,
sorry, Darren Till.
Sorry, Darren.
Not sorry.
He's a good fighter. He should be allowed to fight in Vegas. I'd let him fight in Vegas. Not in Canada, though. The guy's a menace. I mean, come on, man. What if he steals a cab here and starts riding it around Montreal and hits you, and then AJ dies? What if AJ got killed by Darren Till in a drunken taxi accident?
Well, it came close like 2 years ago when I was dressed up as George St. Pierre running the streets.
Oh, you mean when you were running around in the streets without your glasses so you couldn't see anything and you almost got hit by a car? That was not close at all. That wasn't a driver screwing up. That was you as a pedestrian
I was doing it for the ratings,
being
man.
completely reckless and stupid.
No. I was dressed up as George St. Pierre. I was giving homage to George St. Pierre. Yes, things got out of control. Yes, there was alcohol involved. Yes, that you guys hotboxed me. And yet, was that the hotbox?
That was a different time.
Okay. It was a fun night, man. And think of the ratings. Look where we are today. I did Khabib too. Khabib was a little bit more calm.
It's contagious.
What's happening over there? What are you guys dropping like everything?
We keep dropping our phones. Fred and I keep dropping our phones. All right. I want to get to the rest of this card that we have on Saturday night. Are there any other fights you're interested in? Whoa, Diego Sanchez is the co-main event? What's going on
Michael
here?
Pereira.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he's a name.
Co-main event, though?
I mean, he's Diego Sanchez, man. He's
I know,
legend.
but he's been fighting on prelims and stuff. This is a pretty weak card. Diego coming in plus 140, the dog. Pereira minus 160, the favorite. Diego's from New Mexico. This is kind of cool, fighting in his home state. I hope Diego wins. I love Diego Sanchez. He's the only fighter still fighting from the first season of The Ultimate Fighter.
You see, he might be in the UFC longer than Ariani. During the watch-along, I was wondering that question, like, which fighter have been in the UFC longer than Ariani? The list is not long.
Diego Sanchez.
Probably.
Clay Guida. Is Guida still fighting?
I'm not sure.
Well, technically, yes. He's still on.
I'm not sure
on payroll.
Ariani wasn't there first, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's been there like over 15 years.
Who else was from that first Ultimate Fighter? Diego Sanchez. All the other guys, they're pretty much retired.
Yeah, I mean,
whether it's Florian,
Koscheck,
Griffin,
Bonner, Lieben. Lieben's still bare knuckle
Lieben.
fighting.
Yeah.
Yo, there's bare knuckle fighting on Saturday. Hector Lombard is in a bare knuckle boxing match.
Hector.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a fan favorite of many
Take
Montreal
it
fighters.
easy. Take it easy.
Come on, Dave. Let me spill the beans.
I know where you were going there, but I don't want you to go
well,
there.
you know what? Actually, Hector Lombard. He put a couple of likes on our Ringside Report, like Instagram and Twitter feed. So, like, we got to give a shout out to Hector.
Hector Lombard
loves Montreal.
Ladies. Right?
Which ladies, Dave? Anybody that we know?
Pretty much any of them, I think.
Is it any of our guests that we had in the past?
Take it easy.
Well, I'm not giving any names.
What are you saying, man? Don't go there.
I'm not giving any names.
I was going to say that other Latin guy there, Yoel Romero, he showed some nice dancing moves.
That was amazing.
On that
Did you see that flip?
Yeah, that split, man. You saw that split?
Yoel Romero and Israel Adesanya are going to fight for the middleweight title. And at the press conference last week, they had a dance battle. And at the end of it, Yoel totally won somehow, which I didn't expect. Yoel's like over 40 and super jacked. Like, he looks like a human Ninja Turtle, He's like jacked like that. And then he did a backflip into the splits. I was like, what? How is this humanly possible? How is this guy physically able to be that jacked and that flexible and that agile and over 40? Like, Yoel Romero is a different type of creature. He's unbelievable. That Israel Adesanya fight is going to be awesome. As far as the rest of this card on Saturday night,
it's not. It's all right.
Lando Venata and Yancy Medeiros is going to be a barn burner of a fight. That's going to be really good. I like that. John Dodson's on the undercard fighting Nathaniel Wood. Hey, I like John Dodson. He's a good fighter. Montana De La Rosa taking on Mara Romero Borella. And Ray Borg is going to be fighting on this card. So, not too bad. Yeah. Not a terrible card for a Saturday night in the UFC. I think it's like an 8 p.m. start for the main card, Fred, so you like that. Nice early start for you. And that's going down Saturday night in Rio Rancho. And then there's also that bare-knuckle boxing match featuring Hector Lombard.
Who's he fighting against?
Some guy I never heard of. He was supposed to fight...
Is like Hector like out of the UFC? Like, is he...
It was supposed to be Joe Riggs, but it's not.
Joe Riggs.
It's not Joe Riggs. It got canceled, I think. BKFC 10, I think, or maybe he already had a bare knuckle fight.
Hector.
Let's see here. Hector Lombard.
Look how many losses he has. Wow.
Yeah, he's a former UFC fighter. He's fighting David Mundell.
Who is David Mundell?
I have no idea. But he's going to be Hector Lombard's opponent on Saturday night in a bare-knuckle boxing match taking place in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Well, he's living right around the corner, Hector.
It's going to be wild. So that's happening Saturday night, too. You can watch that. Everything else, that's it. You're on your own for everything else. Check out Dave and Johnny Live. Oh, what an episode of Dave and Johnny Live we got coming up. Friday afternoon, every Friday afternoon at about 12:30, Johnny North and I go live. And Johnny North, a special Valentine's Day edition, he's going to review the book 50 Shades of Grey. For the past 3 years on Valentine's Day on Dave and Johnny Live, or the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show as it used to be called, Johnny North has reviewed the 50 Shades of Grey movies. So there were 3 movies. I haven't seen any of them. Johnny North loves them. He reviewed the first one 3 years ago, or I guess 4 years ago now. It was a big hit.
It's a classic.
He reviewed the second one a couple years ago, and then last year he reviewed the third. And now this year he will review the book that all the movies are based on, and these reviews have been explicit. They've made me feel very uncomfortable at times. Johnny North is a little bit too into these books.
Even oils his body, I think, to get ready.
It gets crazy. Creepy. AJ, you've seen the book reviews, right?
They're hot. I mean,
I wouldn't say hot. I would say
hot. Like some ladies told me, they're like, "Oh my god, that guy Johnny is like so good when he reviews the books."
Really?
Yeah, I've got that.
Wow.
I'm like,
okay,
really? Okay.
I'm just creeped out.
I see you like squirming every once in a while. You're like,
yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know. But Johnny does it so well.
Yeah, well,
it's like a Christmas Carol, but like Montreal version.
It's a Valentine's Day classic.
It's beautiful.
Johnny North reviews 50 Shades of Grey. So that is going to happen. It is a yearly tradition on our special Valentine's Day edition.
Bring out the family, the kids.
No. It's not a
family show.
Not for the kids.
Oh.
This episode will not be for the kids. Most of our shows are pretty G-rated. This one will be a little bit X-rated, so do not bring the kids for the next episode of Dave and Johnny Live. But definitely bring the kids for the next episode of Wrestling Uncensored. We're going to be talking about a lot of things in the WWE going on. We have Goldberg going to wrestle The Fiend. John Cena is going to come back to SmackDown February 28th. And there's talk that John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Fiend, and Goldberg may be involved in different matches at WrestleMania. Maybe Goldberg versus Roman or Goldberg versus Cena, or who knows what's going to happen. We're going to talk about it and what should happen on Wrestling Uncensored. Also, Jeff Cobb bringing the tour of the islands to AEW. Pretty exciting stuff there as well. We'll get to that on Wrestling Uncensored. It'll air Saturday night on TSN 690, and of course, on ringsidereport.net. You can watch the video version. You can download the podcast. It'll be there on Saturday as well. And that's it. That's all we got.
That's it.
That's it. That's the show. So thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
That's what I read. But
Freddie's telling me that Jeff Cobb hasn't signed with AEW, which is kind of weird because I think he has. We'll talk about it on Wrestling Uncensored. For Freddie and AJ, I'm Dave. You can follow Freddie at Freddie MMA on Twitter. Follow AJ on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Bruck. Follow me at Dave Simon MMA. Thank you, everybody. This has been Ringside
Happy Valentine's Day.
Report. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hashtag
I win.
love.
Hashtag bagels.
Hashtag Johnny Oil.